Hello out there.
Hello.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm LaShawn.
And we're the hosts of Marriage Talk with Jacob and
LaShawn.
And today we want to talk on the subject of lasting love.
Yes.
Not love that just starts, but love that lasts.
Yes.
We want the love that lasts.
Yes.
There was a song years ago. I was a low boy, but the group was called The Persuaders. And the name of the song was There's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and we have seen over time where couples have been so in love, in the beginning, and 6 months to a year, down the line, it's like, man, I wish I hadn't married him. Man, I wish I hadn't married her.
Yes.
So we ain't talking about that type of love.
Right.
We're talking about that love that lasts 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, like ourselves. We'll be celebrating 30 years of marriage June 2nd of this year. And I don't just love this woman, I'm still in love with her.
And I'm still in love with you.
Just as it was June 2nd of 1990 when both of us said, yes, I do. So that's the type of love, that's the topic we are talking about today, and that's lasting love. We're going to cover in this lesson right here that we're going to be talking about today, and all the principles that we're going to be discussing on building of the relationship, maintaining the relationship, and how to succeed and conquer the challenges that will come with the relationship. Because situations going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it's between me and you, or when you have children, but I always give this example of the muscle grows through resistance.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's called resistant exercise. But as long as the bodybuilder stay in there and he don't run away from the intensity that muscle is experiencing, the muscle grows, and that's how it is in relationship. And we have seen that over our almost 30 years just of marriage, but maybe 33 years, 34 years in the relationship where every day was in sunshine, but we made a commitment. We're going to talk about that on commitment, that we wanted to stay together, and we didn't want to run just because it didn't go my way, it didn't go your way.
That's right.
So we wanted the love to last. We didn't want the love to just start.
So today, what we want to talk about a little bit is a couple of tips on one of our topics is teamwork.
That's right.
So of course, when you have a relationship and you have two people together,
that's right.
then you become a team.
That's right.
That's right. That's part of lasting love. So
that's right.
Once you say I do, you actually become a team.
That's right.
That needs to stick and work together, and it is crucial because this is how the relationship is going to be built.
That's right.
And so you kind of started off by building it, understanding that we're a team.
That's right.
So we're going to go over a couple of tips today on teamwork.
The first thing is there's no I in team.
Absolutely.
So, as a team, I got to understand that now me and you, we are a team. It's not about me.
Absolutely.
It was about me when I was single. But now I'm not single anymore.
That's right.
It's about the team now. And when I understand that, I understand no, there ain't no I in team.
That's right. And the next one is sometimes you have to take one for the team.
That's right.
So once you get in a relationship, a part of lasting love is just not about you anymore.
That's right.
So sometimes you have to take one for the team, and you'll hear people talk about that.
That's where compromise comes in. At. We're going to talk about that.
Absolutely.
Further on in the lesson also. Because a lot of times, in order for me to step back, I have to compromise and say, okay, this ain't about me, this is about the team, for the betterment of the team. And then working jointly together and not just sliding in a role can make your relationship more cohesive. In other words, we husband and wife, but it's not that I'm just a husband, now
right.
I'm part of the team.
Right.
You're not just the wife, now you're a part of the team. We have a team, and so now we are looking at something bigger than, well, I'm wife, I'm husband.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. And another thing is that the teamwork makes the dream work. So,
all the time.
You know, it's going to cause the love to last, and you
That's
have
right.
to understand that we work as a team, and so we have dreams and goals and aspirations. But the only way for those to work is that, you know, we have to understand that, you know, the teamwork that we put into the effort, whatever it is that we're looking to do, whatever that goal is, as a team, that's going to make that dream and that goal work for
Absolutely.
us in our relationship.
All the time. And then the strength of the team is each individual. The strength of the team is each individual. So it's not just me,
That's
and
right.
it's not just you,
That's
but
right.
it's both of us. And then the strength of each member is what makes the team. When I bring my strength and you bring your
That's
strength,
right. That's
you
right.
know, and then I cover you where you may be weak at, and you cover me
Absolutely.
where I may be weak
Absolutely.
at. That's what's going to make the love last. That's what's going to make us have a strong team.
So when we know each other's personality, and
That's
we
right.
have the ability to see where our spouse is being drained, or
Right.
or either point it out or take it on some of the responsibility.
Right.
That's how we cover each other.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And that's how you know the strength of each individual.
That's right.
And so that also helps, you know, to keep our teamwork going.
That's right.
A team is a blend of personalities.
That's right.
So, and it is also a blend of our gifts.
That's right.
So we have to understand, you know, that we are a team and what we both bring to our team.
Right. And you know, that's so important, because in a lot of relationship, we can focus very easily on the negative. Well, you ain't doing this, and you ain't doing that, and
Right.
you ain't doing that.
Right.
But evidently, I did something right
Absolutely.
to make you say, yes, I do.
Absolutely.
So a lot of times, not a lot of times, I think all the time, we have to focus more on those positive attributes
Yes.
that each other
Yes.
is bringing, versus only looking at, you know, the negative. Well,
That's
you
true.
don't do this right, you don't do that
That's
right,
right.
you don't do that right.
That's
Well,
right.
if I feel you may not be doing it right, if I could do it right, then I should do it.
That's where you
And I should cover you at. And that's how a team operates together, you know, and that's how we become cohesive. And that's how we are able to flow together, you know, like a well-oiled machine, you know, when we operate like that, and not just looking at each other, you know, in insufficiencies, you know, but we always look at those positive, not saying it's not there.
That's right.
But, you know, we cover each other.
Absolutely.
We cover each other. No one's perfect, but we bring our strength, and our strength is where, you know, your strength is where I'm weak at, and my strength is where you're weak at.
Yeah, and that helps to, you know, cause the love to last.
It causes the
It's
love
part of
to
lasting
last.
love.
That's right. That's right. So we want to give now 8 tips for effective teamwork.
Absolutely.
8 tips for effective teamwork. And the first one I got is make teamwork a priority. And when we do it, we need to reward it.
Yes.
So make teamwork a priority. In other words, you know, I got to make sure that when I'm thinking about something, no matter what it is, you know, I involve you.
Yes.
You know, I don't go and make decisions, you know, without you. You know, you have sometimes couples, they may make big purchases.
Yeah.
You know,
Big
come
decisions.
on, hey, I bought a car today.
Yeah.
You bought a car today. You know, we got to make sure that we make teamwork a priority in our relationship.
That's
That
right.
means we got to work together. You know, that means especially when it comes to those big ticket items,
Yes.
I got to involve you. I need to come to you,
Yeah.
you know, first and say, hey, what do you think about this here? You
Of
know,
course. Our second one is to clarify rules, responsibility, and accountability.
that's right.
So
that's
we
right.
have to, in order for our team to succeed, we should know our roles and our responsibilities.
That's right.
You know, and sometimes with in relationships, you know, people don't clarify the roles. They
That's
don't
right.
clarify the responsibility. They think it's automatic.
That's right.
And so, you know, you have to really talk about these things in
Right.
relationships and, you know, understand, you know, these are things that help our love
Right.
to last
That's
and
right.
Cause our relationships to last.
Absolutely.
And so, you clarify your roles. There are some things that, not that I can't do it, but you do it.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and
right.
then vice versa. There
That's
are things
right.
that you don't do.
Right.
You can,
That's right.
but I do those things.
That's right.
And
And
so,
go ahead.
you know, we know each other's, we know the responsibilities that
Right.
come with those, and we also know the accountabilities that come with it as well.
Right. And when we clarify the rules, the one thing we need to make sure we do is put the traditions aside. Like in a
Absolutely.
lot of marriages, it's like, well, the man should be doing this, the woman should be doing that.
Yeah.
That's tradition.
That's right.
Because just because I am the male in the relationship doesn't mean I know how to do it
That's
better.
right.
Just because you are the female
That's
in the
right.
relationship
That's right.
doesn't mean you know how to do it better.
Correct.
You know,
That's right.
that's where we know each other's strength and
Yes,
weaknesses.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
if I'm stronger, let's just say when it comes to managing money, well, tradition says, well, the woman always handles the money. Well, let's put tradition to the side because that might not be your strong area,
That's
but
right.
that's my strong
Yes,
area.
yes.
And if that's my strong area, it doesn't matter if I'm the male in the relationship.
That's right.
That's my role
Absolutely.
because I'm stronger in that area right there. And that's what we are talking about, clarifying
Yes.
roles, responsibilities, and accountabilities,
Absolutely.
and knowing each other's strength
That's true.
and knowing each other's weaknesses.
Yes.
You know, team members should make an agreement on what needs to be done and who it should be performed by. That's what
Yes,
we're talking about.
yes.
The next one is we should set goals. You know, for effective teamwork, we need to set goals, you know,
Yes.
and we've been doing that,
Yeah.
I mean, for years upon years. You know, we set goals at the end of the year for the next year, you know, and sometimes the goals that we set, we don't complete it, we
Right.
just put it back on the
our
list,
Yes.
but we still got something that we are working toward.
Right. So
You know.
not just setting goals, but clear goals. Like
Right.
be really clear and specific
That's right.
about those goals.
It makes the love last.
Right. It really helps it for the team to be effective because the team really can't be effective without clear and concise goals.
That's right.
Because
That's
you
right.
don't have anything to work towards.
That's
So
right.
you just kind of like go
And make it Pacific.
Absolutely,
You know.
absolutely. So, you know, a team that also has an agreed mission and purpose with clear expectations for how the team should work together to achieve the desired outcome is important for effective teamwork.
That's right. That's right. The next one is communicate. 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 We're going to talk about this also further in the lesson. But there is no way a team going to flow, you know, in harmony if they're not communicating. There's no way two people in a relationship gonna make and cause their love to last if we are not communicating. You know, and we're gonna talk a lot about that when we get on that topic within
Right.
this lesson.
Yes.
You know, of
Yes.
communicating.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Communicating with each other is just huge. You
Absolutely.
know, because unless you have great communication, nothing can last.
No.
And
No,
love
absolutely.
would definitely be like last
That's
on the
right.
list.
And
You know,
that's
because
right.
most times people break up because of a lack
Lack
of communication.
Absolutely.
You know.
And that's communicating their thoughts, opinions, ideas, their feelings,
Yes.
you know, clearly and openly in a positive and respectful way, you know,
Yes,
the way you
yes.
say it.
Yes. So our next one is making decisions together.
That's right.
So, you know, in order to make love last, you know, you have to make decisions together.
That's
so,
right.
you know, making decisions should be based on an open dialogue.
Right,
In other words, with all members offering
right.
their ideas and solutions and problems
Yes,
to the
yes.
problem. So
Yeah.
all of us, if we're in a relationship together, we should be making decisions together.
That's right.
And we should be open. We should have an open discussion, open dialogue.
That's
you know,
right.
it just
That's
shouldn't
right.
be, you know, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to consult you.
Right.
So that, you know, in itself.
Because now I'm saying I got all the answers.
Absolutely, you know, so we can have each other's support, you know. We should be able to have an open dialogue and speak about whatever decisions that we have that we're going to make.
That's right. Absolutely. Build trust and get to know each other
Absolutely,
better.
yeah.
Build trust. You know, I gotta, in a team, and to make the love last, I gotta trust you.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I gotta trust you, and sometimes, and not sometimes, but a lot of times, that means I don't know what you're gonna say. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you know, I'm gonna trust you. I'm going to trust that you're gonna always make and have the team interest, best interest at heart all the time. You know, and of course, getting to know each other better. You know, we get to know each other better not just through everything that you do right and everything I do right. But we also get to know each other better when I'm able to see those areas that you may be weak in. Because now I'm getting to know the real you, and you're getting to know the real me. And it's the good, the bad, and the ugly of each one of us that makes us authentic in who we are and who God created us to be. You know, anything else, me trying to say, well, you should be like this here, I'm saying, no, when the Creator created you, He made a mistake. He should have created you this way. You know, so we gotta trust, and then, you know, get to know each other.
Right. So when we trust each other, we feel comfortable taking risks to communicate, to advocate, and to take action.
That's
you
right.
know, so, you know, trust is like on top of the list.
That's right.
When it comes to lasting love, because
That's right.
I mean, I can't really effectively build a relationship with you or have a lasting relationship with you if I don't trust you.
That's right.
So that
I'm not gonna want to.
No, of course not. So our next step is going to be celebrate differences and diversity. And this is really huge, you know, because you have two different people that are coming together. Most of the time you have different backgrounds, and you know, so you know, you have to really know how to effectively understand each other's and respect each other's background.
That's right.
And the diversity that we would bring to a relationship.
That's right.
In order to make love last.
Right. That's
so
right.
that is like really key. You have to accept and celebrate the differences in the diversity.
That's right. When I think about this, I think about when you dressing up, maybe for a wedding, you know, Sunday or something, and you got your, you know, your suit. My suit may be one color, my shirt may be another color, my tie is one color, you know, and you know how I go. My socks may be one color, and my shoes could be a color, but it's all gonna blend together. And when it blends together, it's beautiful. You know, and that's how diversity is, and that's how we are. You know, when it comes to our gifts and our talents and our personality and our behavior, you know, it's diversity. But when I mix mine with yours and you mix yours with mine, you know, it's like a beautiful rainbow, you know, and everything just flows together, you know, and we should be working toward that. And when we work toward that, it makes the love last. You know,
everyone is different. So be it our experiences, our viewpoints, our knowledge, and our opinions, you know, sharing these can actually help our love to last, and you know, really cultivate a very healthy relationship. By being able to celebrate our differences and our diversity.
That's right. And the last one we want to talk about, you know, on teamwork, you know, for effective teamwork, is examine and improve teamwork processes and practices. Examine and improve teamwork processes and practices. In other words, things we start off doing together as a team, we gonna have to update it.
Absolutely.
You know, what we did last year, really ain't good for this year.
Well, yeah.
You know, but if we don't go over it
Right.
and say, well, we did this last year, and you know, and we did it as a team,
Yeah.
but you know, that's not going to work this year. And it's not that that may have been a bad thing.
Right.
It's just that we are now in 2020,
Yeah.
getting ready to go into 2021.
Yeah.
So using, you know, something from 2019 could be outdated.
Absolutely.
And so that means we need to sit down at the table again, you know, and say, okay, we did this, and it may have worked last year, but it might not work this year. Or it may have not worked last year, so why am I going to do it this year right here? So we got to always examine,
Yes.
you know, those things that we are doing and how we are doing it
Absolutely.
and why we are doing
Absolutely.
it, because it makes the love last.
Yes,
You know, it makes the
absolutely.
love last. You know, the next one we want to get on, you know, a principle, you know, concerning making love last, and we talked about it in the teamwork lesson, is communication.
Absolutely.
Communication. You know, we can't say it enough, you know. And you know, that used to be one of my weak areas. And I think a lot of the men out there that's listening to this right here, because especially when we got into a disagreement, I wanted to leave. You wanted to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to just leave. And I would say, well, you know, if I stay here, we're going to get into it or whatever. But it was part of the communication.
Yes.
But I never saw it like that. So I would just leave,
Right.
which only made it worse.
Yes.
You know, because you wanted to talk about it and I didn't want to talk about it. And then I just jogged out of the house. Now you upset. And the only thing I did was throw another log on the fire. So when I did come home, you know, now you even a little bit more upset, you know, when all we needed to do is sit down and have that communication.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it could be a little bit intense,
Right.
you know, as long as we ain't trying to, you know, hit each other, we ain't verbally, you know, abusing each other, you know,
Communication
voices
is healthy,
might,
and
right.
it is good, and it is needful.
Right.
And you should have open dialogue.
That's
like we
right.
spoke about, but really to ensure lasting love, and I mean, communication is like talk.
It's key.
Because if you don't talk, if you
That's
don't speak
right.
to each other,
How are we going to grow?
we can't grow. And I mean, we can't. The relationship isn't going to.
The
grow,
love
and
is not going to
The
last.
love won't last because
That's right.
it's just not going to go anywhere. So I think, you know, we're going to really, you know, have a really good, just open discussion on communication.
Yeah.
So, you know, what we want to talk about today is what communication is.
Right. And so as a definition, communication is a means of sending or receiving information. Communication is a means of sending or receiving information.
Yes.
Now there's different types of communication. You got your oral communication, you got your nonverbal, you got your written, you got your listening, and your visual communication. You know, and research says that 93% of communication is nonverbal, which that nonverbal is written communication and listening and the visual communication more than just what I'm saying.
Right.
Because a lot of times I can say a lot of things, but unless I'm backing what I'm saying with action, what I said really does not validate
Right.
me as a person and me as a part of the team.
Right.
You know, there's a difference when we communicating, me saying, yeah, I hear you, and me listening to you.
Yes.
When I'm listening to you, I'm getting understanding, I'm getting insight, I'm getting
Yes.
revelation.
Yes.
But I can say, yeah, I hear you. When I hear you, I hear something,
Yes.
but there's no understanding, there's no revelation, because, you know, I'm just letting you talk so you can go ahead and say whatever you want to say. I don't care what you say. My mind's set
Yes.
on what I want to do. But when I'm listening to you,
Yes.
you know, now I'm getting insight. you know, that,
Yes.
you know what, maybe she is right.
Right.
You know, I partly
Then
was
you're
wrong.
getting understanding.
Right.
You know,
Of what you're trying to
and
say.
now you're getting revelation.
Right.
You
right.
know, so when you listen, you know, so much comes out of that.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
Because now I can have a healthy, open dialogue
Right,
with you,
right.
and then I can communicate back to you,
Right, right.
what you're saying to me.
That's right.
And then we can have this open discussion, and then we can work and resolve whatever
That's right.
our communication or
Right.
our situation is about.
Right.
So you know, communication certainly will make love last.
That's right.
Lasting love is going
That's
to come
right.
out of that. I mean, there's just so many ways you can cut it.
That's
but
right.
most of the times when you talk to people and in their relationships, they said he or she won't listen.
Right. Right.
And or they don't understand what I'm trying
That's
to
right.
get across to them.
And that's the one time also that I can be authentic in who I am, and you know, and say, well, I don't really like that. You know, I can
agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
Right.
You know, it's when I'm communicating and I allow you to communicate, you know, your feelings,
Yes.
your thoughts, your opinion on a matter, a subject, and listen to you.
Yes.
Now I'm really getting to know you, and I'm like, well, I didn't know you felt this way right here.
Absolutely.
But when I'm listening to you, I'm giving you an understanding.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an opportunity to say, this is who I am.
Absolutely.
You know.
And I get to know who you are.
Right, and I get
hear
to
your most
right.
inner thoughts.
That's right.
And your
That's right.
feelings.
That's
and
right.
Which you stand for. So
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
what you wouldn't stand for.
That's
so
right.
I mean, communication just has so many different
Right.
veins to it.
Right.
But the ultimate, I mean, the main focus of it is communicating.
Right. Because when we first connecting, and I saw you, and I said, no, I want to get with her, I'm going to mostly say what I feel you really want to hear.
Absolutely.
It's not until I get you that the real me begin to come out.
Right.
You know, and the real you begin to come out.
Right.
But that's when we get to see the authentic person.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
during
Yes.
that time right there,
Yes.
because now it's like, you know, I got the flesh now,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
so, you know, I don't have to put on the sweet words and all that. You know, I could just be myself, and then we'll find out that, you know, I still really dig that person. I really still like that person. I didn't see that at first,
Right.
but that doesn't bother me. You know, that doesn't bother me.
Well, we want to share today some elements of good communication.
Right, right.
So our first one is be polite and considerate.
That's right.
So you treat your partner with the same basic respect you show towards acquaintances.
That's right.
Stop and think before commenting on things that bother you.
That's right.
Decide not to bring up issues unless they are really important.
That's right, because sometimes just because it might be irritating to me, something you may do, that doesn't mean it's life-threatening.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's a threat toward the team. It's just one of those little things that is different about you than me,
Yeah.
but, you know, I can blow it up,
Yeah.
you know, and make it more because I react on it immediately, and I didn't take the time to say, is this really something worthwhile discussing or bringing it up? You know, decide not to bring up other problems when discussing one problem. If we discussing one thing, then let's stick with that one thing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
let's stick with that one thing.
Try to
Finish
resolve
it
it.
and
Yeah.
try to resolve it, and then go to the next thing. You know,
Absolutely.
and not
Absolutely.
without, you know, we dealing with this here, and then, you know, just like last week when you did this, or
Right.
last
Right.
month when you did that, and it's like, I didn't even know about that.
Right.
Where that come from?
Right. Try to
you know?
resolve one issue at a time.
Right, right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Make sure to express lots of positive feelings and to reward your partner rather than taking things for granted when they are going well. We talked about that, you know, concentrating on the positive things and not so much on, you know, the negative all the time. Learn how to cover each other.
Absolutely.
If I think that's a weak area, I should cover you, especially if we are among others.
Absolutely.
You know, we should never expose each other.
That's right.
You know, that's one of the things that will definitely cut the love short. That will not make the love last if we are among friends, you know, and I expose something, an area that you are not strong in, or vice versa when it comes to me. You know.
Decide on fun activities to do together.
That's
so,
right.
in other words, hey, I'll do what you want to do today in exchange for what you want to do over the weekend.
That's right.
I mean, I know
that's where that compromise
comes in.
That's
where the compromise comes in, and it helps. You know, the relationship to really last. It helps the love to last when I know that as a person and as an individual, you're willing to make the compromise.
That's right.
You know, on my behalf.
That's right.
You know, so
you can see that it's not just about me.
Absolutely,
it's about me.
Us.
That's right.
Yeah, as a team.
That's right.
You know, and so I may not want to watch a football game
because
that may not be my thing. But if you're watching it, I'm going to watch it with you.
That's
and
right.
You may not want to go out shopping, you know, but you said, hey, I'll go with you.
That's right.
You know, and so, you know, but it's about, you know, hey, we'll do some fun activities together. You know, we'll go out bowling together, or, you know, this week and next week we'll catch a movie.
Right.
You know, so, you know, you should decide on fun activities.
One of those things I wanted to say on that, and we've been doing this for years, and a lot of couples don't do this right here, but we have always pretty much done this, with the exception of maybe a few times, and that's go grocery shopping together.
Yes.
Most of the time, you will see the female doing the grocery shopping.
Yeah.
But an activity like that has always been enjoyable for me. You know, and simply because we doing it together.
Absolutely.
You know, this is spending quality time together.
Yes. Yeah.
As little as couples may look at it, you know, I've always enjoyed going grocery shopping with you, because that is quality time, and we go inside there a lot of time and we cut up and we have fun and we be laughing and things like that. But that's our quality time together.
Absolutely.
You know, go out of our way to offer to do tasks around the house.
Yes.
You know, it don't have to just be me doing it because I'm the male, or you doing it because you're the female. And a lot of tasks, if it needs to be done, you know, just do it. That's that leadership. You know, it needs to be done. That's why I did it. You know, and I don't have to wait on you. Well, you should be doing it. I did it last time.
That's right.
You know, that's keeping score. That's another principle, you know, that makes the love last, is we can't keep score. Well, I did it last time. You know, we take turns when it comes to laundry.
Absolutely.
You know, I do one weekend, you do the next weekend. We've done that for years.
Yeah, and if I'm not available because I have something going on,
I'll take care of it, even though it's your weekend.
And I do the same for you.
And it's the same, you know.
It's part of our team.
That's right.
You know,
that's
it
right.
makes our love last.
That's
We've
right.
been doing that for over, I don't know, 20 plus years.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
that's right.
Give to the other without expecting anything back, and without saying, I'll do it only if you do.
That's right.
So again, like I said, we just do it because there's a need. And
that's right.
Look at our relationship as a team.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right.
And so we do it without any expectations of receiving something back.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
But it helps our love to last.
That's
you know?
right. Avoid destructive criticism or complaining. Avoid complaining just for the sake of complaining.
Right.
And we talked about this, focusing more on the positive of each other than constantly looking at the negative. It makes the love last.
Yes.
You know, all of us have those areas in our lives where we are weak at. You know, that goes without saying, you know, but that's where the strong bears the infirmities of the weak.
Absolutely.
You know, the Bible says, you know, we talked about this here also. Use good listening skill. not good hearing skill.
Yes.
Use good listening skill.
Right, because hearing, you get no understanding.
That's right.
You get no revelation.
That's
but
right.
When you're listening, you get understanding.
Absolutely.
You get insight.
Absolutely.
And you get revelation.
That's right.
You know.
Absolutely.
So you should take turns talking and listening without interrupting.
That's right.
You know, validate what your partner says,
That's
even
right.
if you don't agree.
Absolutely.
You know, you can say, "Hey, I understand why you're worried about spending a lot of money.
Right.
Maybe we can decide something together, how we could, you know, how much cash we should use each week, you know." So you're kind of like, you're talking and you're listening and you're getting the feedback from one another. But using good listening skills is, I mean, like key.
It's
I
key.
mean, it just links right,
it's
you know,
key
it's
to
part of the
making
communication.
love last.
Absolutely.
And having a healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
You know, we always talk about having a healthy relationship versus a perfect relationship.
Right.
Because anything that's healthy is going to grow.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
So we don't have to have a perfect relationship, but we do need to have a healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
And if we have a healthy relationship, it's going to make the love last and the relationship is going to grow. And then the last one is try to be assertive and not aggressive.
Absolutely.
Think about what you want before you speak.
Yes.
You know, don't just react on something. You know, we want to be assertive but not aggressive.
Absolutely.
You know,
so,
it makes the love last.
Right.
You know,
want to start with a positive statement.
That's right.
You know, when you're addressing things, you know, and then use like I statements, for example.
Right.
You know, instead of you're a spendthrift, you know, you'll end up in the poorhouse or something like that. You know, try being a responsible adult. You know, things like that you don't want to say, but you know, you can say I'm very worried.
It's so
about,
demeaning.
Yeah, you can say I'm worried about, you know, the amount of money that you're spending right now. I would like to try to figure out a way that we can stop spending and start saving. What do you think?
That's
you know,
right.
That's being assertive and not aggressive.
That's right.
You know, and so you know that's part of that communication.
Absolutely.
You know that, you know, if you don't have communication in a relationship, the love just won't last.
It will not last.
There's a song I think that Tina Turner sings, you know, what's love got to do with
That's
it?
right. That's
you know,
right.
At that point, you know, it's like, you know what, all of it just goes out of the window.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
then there's no love there.
That's right.
You know, so of course it's not going to last because it's gone.
Right. That's
so,
right.
you know, you have to try being assertive and not aggressive with your you know, with your mate or your spouse in in any relationship that you're
Absolutely.
in.
And that's why we have a bigger number when it comes to communication and nonverbal, because you're saying one thing, but your action is something totally different when you respond to me like that and you say you love me. I don't expect you. That's threatening to me the way you are so aggressive, you know, because you disagree with me.
Absolutely.
You know, it's okay for you to disagree, but you don't have to respond like that. You know, we got that saying is, you know, you win more bees with honey than vinegar. You know, and so a soft answer, the Bible talks about, turns away wrath. You know, so it's very important. You know, so we want to go to our next principle and talking about how to make love last, and we spoke about this earlier, and that's compromise. How compromise makes the love last. Because when I understand that it can't always go my way, when you understand that it can't always go your way, but what's going to be the betterment for the team, that's when I use this principle of compromise and say, okay, you know, it's not about me, you know. And so compromise is something agreed upon as a result of each side changing or giving up some domain, a settlement of differences. Again, compromise is something agreed upon as a result of each side changing and talking about me or you, or giving up some demand. They're talking about me and you, and then we come to a settlement of the differences, you know, because doing it this way may be better. And when we compromise, neither one of our suggestion may be the wine.
That's right.
Because I might offer my suggestion and say, well, I think we need to do it this way. And you might say, well, do it. And we might say, well, that doesn't work. Yeah. But then we might do some research and say, no, that right there works the better.
Yes.
Man, that's going to be better for the team.
Absolutely.
You know, this is, if we do it this way right here, it's going to make the love last.
Yes.
You know, if we do it my way or do it your way, one of us going to be offended, which is going to cut the love short.
Yeah.
And we don't want to cut the love short.
No.
You know, we want to make the love last. You know, in order for
people to work together, each person has to give up part of what he or she wants.
That's right.
So that together can avoid conflict. So, and accomplish things together and both feel satisfied.
That's right.
So there are a few synonyms of the word compromise.
Right.
So one of them is meet each other halfway.
Absolutely.
Find the middle ground.
Right. Come to a term. Come to an understanding. We talked about that.
Make a deal.
Yes.
Find a happy medium.
And strike a balance.
Absolutely.
You know, all of that has to do, you know, with compromising. And, you know, we always like to say that marriage is the merging of two great entities. It's like, you know, two companies, you know, coming together, and when they come to the table, both of them bring, you know, their strength, you know, but they always sit to the table and say, what's going to be the betterment of this merging? You know, because when you and I, you know, confess before God and family and friends, we merge together.
Yeah.
You know, we merge because you bring 100% and I bring 100%.
Yes.
You don't bring 50% and I bring 50%.
Right.
Because you are a whole person.
Absolutely.
And I am a whole person.
Absolutely.
You know, and then we made a decision that we want to merge together.
Yes.
We can accomplish more together than we can accomplish apart.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing and the same reason why two companies merge together.
Absolutely.
You know, and so when each one of those companies or each one of those individuals, you know, come together, they're going to have to be compromised. That's going to have to take place in that relationship to make the relationship last.
Right. Yes.
In the event of two people to make the love last.
Yes.
They're going to have to be compromised.
Right. So our next point is commitment.
Right.
Because
Commitment.
that's really big.
None of this will work if we don't make the commitment from the beginning.
Absolutely. So there will never be a sense when to compromise without commitment between both individuals.
That's right, because I always think it's about me.
Right.
You know.
So commitment is a willingness to give your time and energy to something or someone that you believe in, or the quality of being dedicated to a cause.
That's right.
So in other words, when we commit to each other, we have to realize that there are no hidden agendas.
Can't be.
You know, so we're committed to each other and our willingness to give our time and our energy.
That's right.
To that something or that someone.
That's right.
Married couples must make a commitment to be devoted to each other until death. So we have 3 areas to commitment that we want to share with you.
You know, and when we were talking about even on hidden agendas, I think about, you know, the scripture in Genesis 2:25 when God presented, you know, Eve to Adam, and the Bible said they were both naked and they weren't ashamed. You know, in other words, they didn't have any hidden agendas. And, you know, in order for, you know, the love to last, you know, between, you know, me and you, we can't have hidden agendas.
Right.
You know, we have to intentionally, you know, be vulnerable through the entire relationship with each other. You know, they can't be hidden secrets. I can't have my low stash over here. You know, and you got your low stash over there. You know, they got to be a commitment from the beginning. But because if we don't settle that, you know, if I wanted to think singly, then there's no reason for me to hook up with this guy, for me to hook up with this female. You know, I just need to stay single. But if I'm going to connect with this female, with this male, and I want the love to last, I got to be committed, which means there can't be no hidden agendas. That means from this point on, everything got to be visible on the table, so we can work this thing here together. Anything other than that, the love is not going to last, and there's no commitment, to the relationship. And when we talk about commitment, first of all, commitment starts in the heart.
Absolutely.
I can say anything with my mouth.
Absolutely.
The Bible talks about how, how a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Because I can have a lot of thoughts up there, but it's not until all that thought I got up there, all that revelational knowledge makes the 18-inch journey. And that 18-inch journey is that it leaves from my mind and goes to my heart. And now, I'm committed. I'm doing things in the relationship, not because I have to, not because I'm being coerced to, but because it's an automatic. It's what's going to make the love last,
Absolutely. So, of course, commitment is always going to be tested by action.
Always. I can say a lot of things, but unless I'm backing it up,
absolutely.
With action, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. So it's always going to be tested in that area.
And then it's going to open the door to achievement, because now we are going to accomplish, a lot of things in our relationship, not just with making the love last, but, there's going to be a whole lot of other things that we're going to be able to accomplish, and things that's going to last, simply because, we working as a team. We are committed with each other. We are willing to compromise. With each other, and we are just we are just operating and saying, and we are communicating. Definite with each other, and these things will make the love last. Now we shared 4 good principles. These are not the only principle. I mean, we got a whole tons of others that we have, we have talked about over the years, we have used over the years, that have caused our love to last. But we only use these 4 right here for this particular teaching.
And so we basically just kind of shared a little bit today on how to build and maintain a relationship through teamwork, through commitment, through compromise, through trust, and we also talked about how to succeed and then conquer those challenges.
That's right, because they're going to be some challenges.
Yeah, and because they will come with relationships.
That's right, but it's okay.
Absolutely. So, lasting love, has so many different aspects to it. There's so many key things. We only shared with you a few things on today, and we hope that you enjoy our teaching on today, and we look forward to sharing with you again soon.
And again, I'm Jacob.
And I'm LaShawn.
And we host Marriage Talk with Jacob and LaShawn. Until next time, you guys be blessed.
Bye-bye.